Welcome to another podcast episode of Questions Are Answers, and today we're going to be talking about the number one principle to double your productivity. And this is something that I've come to see more recently in the past years. It's not necessarily something to add on to what you're already doing, although that's how a lot of productivity tips, hacks, and tricks will tend to do. They'll be like in addition to what you're doing. What I want to do is kind of focus on a core principle that works no matter what. It won't necessarily be something that you have to do more of, because that's how we generally think about productivity, that in order to be more productive, we have to do more things, although it just depends on how you define it. And so in this episode and the way that we're going to explain it, we'll be defining productivity a little bit differently, which is it's not necessarily doing more things, but it's doing the right things better, if that makes sense. The reason why we want to be more productive is not necessarily to get more things accomplished, but get the right things accomplished instead of trying to do 50 to 100 different things that may not even be in alignment with our goal. And most of the time, what I've come to see for myself is that I didn't even know what my initial goals were. I was just trying to do more things. And because of that, I didn't have a lot of clarity in my life. And so I always felt busy, but not very productive. And those are two very different things. Although we assume busy people are productive people, that's not always the case though. And so that's what I want to highlight in this episode. And the number one principle that I've come to see that's helped me double my productivity is the principle of removal or elimination. This is the opposite of what we generally think about productivity, but it actually yields so much more than if we continue to add on more things. What this principle of removal or elimination does is that it focuses on what should we not do instead of what should we do. And the nature of humans is that we are naturally productive. We naturally get things done. We naturally are in a state of flow unless our mind starts to think about all of these thoughts and stresses us out. And then we're out of the present moment and then stressing about the future or regretting or thinking about the past. And that's what pulls us out of productivity. So the main thing is, what can we not do that's preventing us from being naturally productive? So in terms of thinking about being more productive, what can you remove or not do that would help you have a clearer mind and be more in a state of flow in the present moment? Because that's how you unlock productivity. When we don't feel stressed, when we don't feel so pressured, when we don't think so much or even overthink about what we're doing, those are the times where we feel very unproductive and feel very lost and confused. When we have a clear state of mind, when we're in the present moment, when we're in that flow, when we're very engaged with what we're doing and not thinking about 10 to 20 different things that we have to do, that is when we are most productive. And what's crazy is that that is our natural state, if we allow it to be. It's only when we think about our thoughts, when we think about the future, when we think about all the things we have to do, that's when we get pulled out of the present moment, when we get pulled out of productivity. And so what are some of the things that you're currently doing that you can remove that would greatly enhance your ability to be here now and to be productive? Think of it like having weights on your body, right? And if you want to run faster, the way to do it is, let's say you have 100 pounds on your body. The way to do it isn't by trying to think of new exercises to make you faster. The best way to do it is to remove all of the weights off your body and you'll naturally run much faster. So what you want to do is find out what are those extra added weights that are on your body that you can then remove that would allow you to be faster, more productive, and to be more in that moment. And so for me, that was stopping to check my email every single 30 minutes. It was stopping checking my phone every 10, 20, 30 minutes, or even every hour. And it was not taking on a lot of meetings that I didn't need to be there for. And from that, those are just a few examples. That's not something that you need to do necessarily, but that's just what I've done. So don't just take those examples and just run with it and do it for yourself. Find out in your life what's distracting you. Removing distractions automatically makes you productive. And it's because I noticed that notifications, emails, messages, texts, all of these things pulled me out of the present moment, out of my productivity, and yanked me into whatever someone else's agenda was. Once I removed the notifications from my computer, my phone, my everything, I was automatically more focused on what I was doing in the moment. You'll double, triple, quadruple, quintuple your productivity. undoubtedly. Everything else will fall into place. The more that you're in tune with yourself, the more that you're in alignment with your true self and in the present moment, in flow, you will know what to do next. You will know what you need to do as soon as you have clarity and space within your mind. And that's why I'm not going to give you any other tips besides this one, because it will all come to you in the present moment, exactly when you need it, when you're tapped in, when you're in alignment, when your mind is clear. And that's it for this episode. And if you liked it, enjoyed it, got a nugget out of it, please leave a review, and I'll see you guys on the next episode.